think a lot of times you don't realize that you have a blank canvas in front of you. But at any point, we can wash our life clean, have a vision for the future.
It was that same hope for a new start that brought Michelle Tasco and her family to the United States from their home in Nigeria. Michelle remembers trying to fit in.
I was the kind of person that floated from group to group because I wanted to be everybody's friend.
At home, her parents expected nothing less than perfection, especially in school.
It was just kind of the do as you're told and get good grades, and that's what was important to them.
Michelle maintained a 4.0 GPA throughout high school and was active in academic and social clubs. While this pleased her parents, what she received from them in approval was never what she needed most.
In terms of like love in the home, I really honestly didn't feel that. Not the way that I've seen it in other families where they openly communicate about love.
After high school, Michelle was accepted into a prestigious university in Southern California. She approached her studies with the same dedication she had in high school. But she also carried along with her the same need to be one of the girls.
I joined a sorority, again, to be a part of something. Different honor societies, different clubs at school. I created my life to be what I thought I wanted, you know, from what I watched on movies. And because that was my focus, that's what I worked towards.
Michelle was always up for a good time and was sometimes naive about people's intentions. One night, she ran into a friend and agreed to have a drink with him.
He was really adamant about wanting me to drink a drink, you know, and just drink a lot. All I can remember is that the whole room turned black, and it was like I could see, and then all of a sudden it just got blacker and blacker, and then I just went out. I woke up the next morning and I was on my bed in my room. I didn't know how I got there, but my shirt was lifted up over me, and he was forcing himself on me, and I couldn't move my body. I could think, and I was coherent, and I could just remember like screaming in my head to get up. And I don't know how much time passed by, but finally I got up, and I remember like just crawling to the bathroom and just trying to like sober myself up. And I was looking in the mirror and I was thinking, is this really happening?
The rape left Michelle full of guilt and depression.
I couldn't trust myself. I couldn't, I didn't understand how I could let something like that happen. And at that moment, I literally felt that light just disappear, you know?
After college, Michelle jumped from one career to the next, most with big paychecks attached. But none of them felt right. After blowing through $80,000 in 1 year, she had to move back home with her parents.
And I was desperate for my life to change. And I really couldn't keep going the way I was going because I was a train wreck. I was reckless.
Michelle came to learn her low point was where God could reach her.
I picked up an old journal and I just started writing. And it's like it wasn't me speaking, it was something bigger than me speaking to me through my writing and letting me know that everything was going to be okay.
6 months later, Michelle decided to work toward pursuing her dream of starting her own business. She signed up for a training seminar. The experience was not what she expected.
One of the early tools that she shared about was forgiveness. And she had each of us write our name on a piece of paper and forgive ourselves. And at that point, I was a bawling mess. I cried. I wrote down the person that raped me. I wrote down my mom and my dad. I wrote down a lot of people. She did what I know now as an altar call, but she just basically said, if you want to know my God, then come up to the front and I'm going to share with you who my God is. I'm going to lead you to him. I just surrendered, you know, everything. Because everything I was doing wasn't working. So that was when I knew, and then I just had a sense of hope again, you know, that there is maybe a chance that I could wash the slate clean, you know?
Michelle learned that through Christ, she could start with a clean slate. Her heart began to heal, and she forgave those who had wronged her. She's now a life coach, married with children, and she paints. It reminds her of her road to salvation.
Before I knew the Lord, I had the safety of the cage. It was the home. When I finish it, it's gonna have the door swinging open. I'm actually sitting on top of the cage. And then up here above is when I've taken flight and I'm soaring above.